Hello everyone and welcome to channel Duello. My name is Excel and today I'll be revealing a new Skellige card from the upcoming Gwent expansion Price of Power Part 2 Thanedd Coup. But before moving on to the card reveal, I'd like to thank CDPR for giving the opportunity to do this. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's move on to the card and let's start with the artwork of the card. As you see, we have a singer girl who is also playing a lyre, and she has a specific audience if you pay attention. Well, there are some druids in the background, but we see some naked girls. And I think they are sirens. And what card does is, related with the sirens actually. The card is a rare card, so you can include 2 of them in your deck. It's a 5 provision, 4 powered card, and what does she do? First of all, the name of the card is Havfrue Singer. Pretty much I butchered it while pronouncing it. I hope it's not that bad. She is a human and a druid and a cultist, so there are a lot of tags associated with her. And the ability is deploy heal an allied unit by 2. So initially, if there is a damage unit on the board, she plays 5 for 6, which isn't really that impressive, but if you keep reading, the first time you heal an allied unit during your turn, spawn a Deafening Siren on this row. What are Deafening Sirens? They are 2-powered token units, and Rain, leader ability, and Patricidal Fury, and there are some other Skellige cards that spawns these token units. And this spawning triggers automatically, because when you heal an allied unit by 2, which is the ability of Singer, she will trigger herself. So it is actually 5 for 8 then. Moreover, this is an engine. I mean, as long as she stays on the board, the first time you heal an allied unit, maybe during the next turn, there is a damage unit and you somehow manage to heal a unit, and there will be another Deafening Sirens. So we will see a lot of maybe sirens on the board, thanks to this card. Okay, so this looks strong actually. And I talked to CDPR and asked some questions about how the card works, and there is really more to it. So let's get started with some possible interactions. Let's talk about them. First, I typed heal keyword and tried to see the options for Skellige. Let's take a look at them. Well, there are basically, 4 healing units. 3 of them are druids. Joanna is just a human. Oh, actually, Svalbard Cultist is not a druid either. Anyway, what they do is similar. They heal units, and when they heal, if the singer is on the board, there will be some spawning. And Flaminica is probably the best of them, because she heals automatically all the units on the row by 1, and she's a 6 for 6. I think that's a pretty solid choice. And there is also Heron Kadoosh, which is a standard inclusion almost for all of the Skellige decks. This location's order ability is heal adjacent units by 2, so this card heals, so that should also trigger spawning. And then there's Restore Alchemy card. People rarely use this card. I think I never used it, so there's healing. But most importantly, Battle Trance leader ability. Well, the passive ability is whenever you play an alchemy card, heal a random allied unit by 1. So if you play an alchemy card, the healing will occur if there's a damage unit, and then we will see an additional siren on the board. Well, but, in order for healing to take effect, you need to have some damage units, red health units on the board. And Skellige can damage their units really easily, and some units, come into play with damaged already. Like Uncreate Greatsword. Whenever enemy unit takes damage, this guy heals himself by 1. So this is a healing, and we will see a spawn when this happens. Bear Witcher Adept is actually a better choice. This guy will keep healing himself by 1, so automatically you have a healing unit. You don't need to do anything about him. And maybe you play Adept first and then play the Singer, and Adept will find a target to heal. Because the Adept, will be damaged. I think he'll be at 4 health, so the Singer will heal him up to 6, and then the next turn he can heal himself and so on. So maybe you could add another Adept on the board. So those two units could really work well together. That's obvious. And there's also the new card that has been released just minutes before I shot this video. I take a look at the reveals for Skellige for day 1. They are also compatible with this card because both of the units damage themselves, and there's some damage units and so on. I think they will really work well with the new card. Well, if you extend your imagination, there's also Olgierd in neutrals. Olgierd heals himself by 1 every turn, as long as he's damaged and so on. But I don't think we need to use that as a Skellige player. There's all sorts of, damaging cards, like the Small Blood Priests, the ship combo. They will always produce damage units and so on. Again, you can put cultists, priest next to Adept. There are a lot of options actually. Okay, so what will we do with all the sirens, by the way? Maybe you could have a problem with board space. You could clog yourself with the sirens, so that's not really a great thing. But deafening sirens are beasts, and there are 2 cards that benefit from having a lot of beasts on the board. So there are some payoff cards for that interaction, like Axel 3 Eyes. Deploy ranged, boost up by 1 for each allied beast. Well, these are all beasts, right? And Corrupted Flaminica. Boost up by 1 for every beast in your graveyard. Well, deafening sirens are doomed, so they will not go to graveyards. But there is this, let's say, fun interaction when Siegfried comes into play, purifies all other units, so these doomed tags will disappear and they will all go to graveyard, and then you can play your Flaminica, massive Flaminica, next turn. I think this is still a meme interaction, but definitely having more sirens on the board will help her. And also, the Singer is a druid card, so Gedinith will obviously benefit from that. And actually, both Price of Power Part 1 and Part 2, all of the units are druids, I guess. So they will all, make Gedinith better. So before this expansion, there wasn't a really good, let's say, gold druid card. But now we have a lot of cards. So I'm pretty sure if Gedinith will be used, we will see a lot of druids along with it. And I think that's about it. Those are the interactions that I could come up with. But there are a lot of great and experienced better deck builders than me. I'm sure, they will come up with optimized lists that use this card. And actually, I'm looking forward to more variety in SK with druids, because Reckless Flurry is pretty much the only option we have. So let's hope we see some different decks next season. That pretty much concludes my commentary about the card. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there is an EN suffix at the end of my channel, Duello EN. So recently I decided to separate Turkish and English videos in different YouTube channels. So Duello is for Turkish viewers, Duello EN is for my international viewers. So if you're here for the reveal, feel free to check out my previous content. If you like what I'm doing, maybe you would think about subscribing to channel Duello. Well, even if you don't, thank you for visiting, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Have a great day. Bye-bye.